Good evening and thank you for joining us for Stream 2 of EGI 2. I believe that we have a special announcement at this moment, which is that Allan Resnick is going to be reading a letter of apology live on twitch.tv/EGI_2.
Off to a great start. Hi, Robbie. I do have something I did want to say and get off my chest. And so far, so good. So I'm just going to say this. Dear Robbie Rackleff, writing this letter was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. I value our friendship and want to thank you for inviting me into the EGI2 family. Not as a podcast guest, apparently, but as a paid employee.
Back to you, Allan. We have not actually been able to pay you.
Back to you, Robbie. For me, this is honestly the opportunity of a lifetime, and I will do everything in my power to serve you and hopefully give you pleasure. As a big fan of the original EGI 1, I was honestly over the moon when I received the text asking me to be the first guest on a new program called EGI 2. That said, I do have some issues with how the first episode went, and I would like to address that with you now before we go further in this venture together. Firstly, I was under the impression that EGI 2 was a wholly original program, and that the letters in the name didn't stand for anything. So you must understand the shock and confusion I felt when I arrived into the new studio, only to see that many of the original assets and elements of the old EGI show had been repurposed and reused in such a flagrant manner. It is my belief that these actions put both of us in legal peril, since those assets are the intellectual property explicitly owned and controlled by Adult Swim, Warner Brothers Discovery Corporation, and its subsidiaries. For me to continue on this program, this must stop. Secondly, I was confused by everything you said on EGI 2 Episode 1.
Like what?
You spoke very quickly, and the words you said, they didn't make any sense to me. There were several points throughout the show where you didn't even speak into the microphone. You yelled at me, and you scared me. Despite enjoying the timbre of your voice, I was disheartened and did not comprehend what you were trying to communicate. On the rare moments when I was given the opportunity to talk and to speak my mind, I was interrupted and I was talked over. This has to change immediately. So, hold on, I lost my spot. This has to change. When I am around you, deep inside my body, I feel an unwavering, buzzing, painful feeling in my body, which I believe is brotherly love. When those feelings are not acknowledged or reciprocated, it makes me feel insane in a way that I think is dangerous. To address these issues, I have two constructive solutions that I think will help. Solution number one, I would like to give you a gift of a delicious bottle of red wine, which we will share. We can break bread.
Allan, I don't drink.
I know you don't normally drink, but drinking is fun and red wine is delicious, and I thought we could break bread together as brothers.
I don't drink
and
at all.
We could just break bread together and we could chit chat and have a communication, maybe not about gaming, but about our lives. Secondly, and I'll pour that in a minute for you. We'll let it air. I don't know what it's called. Secondly, I have decided to spend my own money to buy you a new microphone. I know the most important thing for a successful podcast is to have a real podcasting microphone, which I have here. Let's see if that's getting shot up on camera good.
Yeah, we get a shot of that microphone. I mean, that is Allan, I don't know what to say. I mean, honestly, that's amazing.
You're welcome. That's a thank you. Since I know how much you like gaming, I asked the man at the store what was the podcasting mic that every gamer wanted. And they said they wanted the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon breakpoint microphone, which I got here. So let me just give that to you, and you do a little bit of an unboxing. And I think this might help with some of the
Alan,
issues.
this
is inexpensive. I used my own money to get you that.
Back to you, Alan.
Back to you, Robbie. Thank you.
EGI exclusive unboxing video of the Ghost Recon Breakpoint Blackout Yeti microphone. And I don't know what to say, Alan. I'm a bit over the hill on this one.
And I just want to point out that there's a beautiful.
I am going to put the microphone down
kind of glass
just for
here
1
with
second.
a beautiful, sexy woman. And let me help you get that. When you unbox that, I'll get the wine. And then I'm going to help you install that because it's a little techy.
One of the things that when we have once the show has a little bit more of a following, once we have a bit more of revenue coming in, we could have maybe a camera mounted on the ceiling above me, and then if we wanted to do more unboxing videos, the camera will look down at the box. As the box opens, we see all the parts. This is fantastic, unbelievable. Look at all this. They've got stickers.
This is going to be good.
Wow, that's the. If you could get a close up of that, that's the breakpoint microphone instruction manual. Yeti. Right there. So that's part of it. We have a loose USB to. I'm guessing this is like a PlayStation.
Robbie, cheers.
Cheers to you, Alan. I don't drink, but this is like a USB to PlayStation 2 controller adapter. So that's fantastic.
Let me help you
could
with
hook that right up. You could hook all of that right
Here,
up.
this one's for you, Robbie.
If you had
Robbie, this one's going to be for you, and we're both going to have it.
2 minis and a PS Online adapter, you could hook that right up.
Let's do a cheers. Maybe we light the candles.
I'm guessing this is a Ghost Recon.
Do you want to do a cheers with
cheers,
me? I'll drink
Ghost
first.
Recon Breakpoint redemption code unscraped, and ready for unscraped and ready for
it does taste
redemption.
And
so that's
let me set it up.
there. So here. Why don't you help me set this thing up?
Let's
get a little bit of this this thing going. I mean, this is what bit of a rough start to the show.
Now
but,
talking to this one, this one's better.
I have to say that I feel. Oh my God! Look at this.
Let me get a sandbag on it.
Absolutely. Look at this. I don't know if people out there in EGI2.Twitch.tv. People can see that microphone. That's an absolutely beautiful microphone.
Let me plug it in there. It's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in,
but I will plug that in.
Get some sound out of it, and we can see
absolutely
beautiful, crystal clear sound.
Sound off in the chat.
That is a beautiful microphone,
If
Alan.
you can hear Robbie.
Wow.
And let me just pull up the chat here.
Just pull up the chat and see what people are saying about the microphone. This is a beautiful microphone, Alan. Thank you so much for the microphone.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back to that in a second. But Alan, I also have a letter for you tonight.
Okay.
And your gift has just made this letter all the more important. And this is me speaking from me. This is me speaking to you, Alan. I'm going to try to keep it together for this.
I'm listening.
Dear Alan, that's you.
Yes.
Back to you, Alan.
Back to you, Robbie.
I want to welcome you back from what I can assume was an empty and vapid string of weeks and months of years, alongside people you didn't allow me to meet, like Cheryl, and inside places that I am not allowed to go, like bars and clubs.
Why?
Despite this hardship, you seem to have come out full and unbroken.
I did invite you.
Thereby proving your incredible resilience and fortitude that comes as the result of the many years of experience of being an action/field/street/community correspondent on the show Electronic Game Information on AdultSwim.com, which was taken away from every one of us. Every one of us. As if the gray coats and dark towers sent out their most bleak shades to steal the very ember of life out of our throats, much like I assume our ancestors. Yes, those hard-skinned and mottled nomads who marched out from the cradle of humanity and found themselves directionless and surrounded by demons on what became the Eurasian step felt when the night fell and the clouds covered the stars and the sounds of beasts and breaking branches kept them awake and insane. Yes, like them, we were left cold and sleepless and more than a little battered by circumstances out of our control. And I look at you, Allan, and I see not a man, not a beautiful boy who wears his beard like the old troublemakers and longhouses back in the age of Norsemen and the sagas. No. I see a hero who took one look at the world of sin and flippancy and said, enough.
Thank you so much.
When the
Robbie.
call came to perform an act of love and commitment, you punched your way out of the crowd, those groups of well-groomed, silver-tongued devils who gather in crystalline palaces, drinking syrups and biting each other on the back of their necks whenever betrayal strikes their fancy. I can picture you, Allan. I can picture you taller than a tower and broader than a lock.
That's so sweet.
That's a L-O-C-H lock.
Like for ships.
No, like a lake.
For doors. Back
Pounding
to you,
your
Robbie.
hammer and shouting into the lightning, I hear you. I come for you. I serve. I believe.
Thank you so much.
You
That's so
believe.
sweet.
Yes, you believe in me, Allan. And I see you. I see you, and I love you.
I love you too,
I love
buddy.
you for it.
This is so
In the
great.
fullness of time and experience, I believe that we can change. And in the greater scope that is the scope beyond these present lives, I believe that we change from life to life. Now, I am not a firm believer in reincarnation, but I am open to it. For can't we being all of us here and in the chat, look back at history and through the record we've scraped from the rock before our animal forebears learned to write letters and numbers and see continual reinvention, rejuvenation, and yes, remastering.
Oh, wow.
Take Sega, a maker of games and arcade cabinets, begins making computers, and from there goes on to make home entertainment and video gaming consoles, and is forced to reckon with its own limitations. And so evolution, change, is forced through. A mere 64 colors at a time becomes augmented by a CD add-on, full motion video, crystal clear sound effects and music, and then again another add-on, because to change is to survive, and this time the colors are numbered at 32,768. And then the construction fails, and then the Saturn fails, and then the Dreamcast fails.
We're at a level 3 hype train.
In 1998, we lose. In 2001, we lose. A tower too ambitious cannot stand on its own without buttresses. No matter how many peripherals I may be able to plug into this shell of a body that sits before you, I need flying buttresses, Allan. And that is you. My flying buttress.
That's so cool. Thank you so much, Robbie. Back to you.
Or at least you are multiple of these.
This is awesome.
I look into your eyes, face, mouth, and see not my dearest companion during these long years of trial, but also my buttress. Strong, unyielding, bracing against my old walls as the stress of the earth moving beneath me. An endless, violent cataclysm of plates cracking against one another as if those who must live on the earth are irrelevant.
I'm happy to hear you talk to me this way.
It's true that once I was a young thing pacing around the woods, making signs at the darkness and speaking to myself as if a storyteller without a crowd. But that young thing became a man, and that man needs another man, and that man is you. So in conclusion, I'm sorry for talking so much over you last Thursday.
Thank you so much.
And also for saying that these candlesticks are not sexual when they clearly are.
That means so much for you to acknowledge the sexual candle holders that I made.
And I have a gift for you, Allan.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let me put these.
I have a gift for you.
I didn't know. Oh.
It is this
What is that?
branch.
What is that? Why are you giving me that?
This is a branch that I tore from a tree in my own backyard with
wow.
my own bare hands.
I love it.
I broke it, Allan.
And I do love
with
it.
my bare hands for you.
Thank you, Robbie. Wow.
And I gift it to you.
Okay.
So that you can
I
poke
come into
me
your shot and get that?
whenever I speak for too long or out of turn.
What is that? What is it for?
Will you take it?
I will.
Will you take the stick
I took it.
to poke me if I speak for too long or out of turn?
Oh.
Or when my
To poke it.
mind fogs like a moor?
This is so cool. You want me to poke you, you say?
Yes, will you take it?
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. I will poke you with the stick if you talk too
Sincerely,
long.
Robbie Rackleff.
This is so sweet and awesome and quite sick, actually. So maybe I'll just do a quick pose here for the fan art community, and they could draw this and maybe do a doodle or sketch and send that in. This is awesome, and EGI2 I do feel like is back on the right track. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you, Allan. Thank you for your honesty, your integrity, and your patience with me as we strive through these hard times. Now let's go ahead and take some calls, if we can, to see how people feel like me and Allan did with the apologies that we made for each other.
Mine wasn't an apology.
Okay, but if you would like to apologize to the callers and to me a little bit more clearly, since your letter was not an apology letter.
You want me to apologize to you and the caller?
Yes.
I am sorry about that.
Okay. Now, what else do we have? We have some goals for tonight. I almost
Oh.
forgot. We do have some goals for tonight.
Yes.
Tonight, we do have some goals for.
Okay,
We have some goals to see if we can reach 1,000 followers, Allan.
Okay, great.
If we can reach 1,000 followers tonight, we will be on the track that we have laid out for ourselves. And if we can reach 200 subscribers, that's right, 200 subscribers, then we will also be on the right track. And then we can start to buy a few things for the show.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how to find out how many
Oh, we have a caller on the air. We have a caller on the air,
Okay,
Allan.
caller?
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Nathan, not that one, and I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, Raleigh. It's beautiful this time of year, isn't it, in Raleigh, North Carolina? The colors are changing.
It is. Orange colors, the leaves are turning orange, and fall is finally here.
And how far are you from the Raleigh Amtrak station?
Not that far. It's downtown. I'm gonna take a quick little bus over there.
Now, is that one of those? Is that Amtrak station kind of shaped like a big shell?
I'm not sure actually.
I must be
I
thinking
haven't been
of
to that
something
one.
else.
I've been to the one in Cary.
Caller, I don't mean to interrupt you because I'm not supposed to be interrupting people as much tonight, but I must know. How did you feel like Allan and me did with the apology letters?
I feel like, with your apologies, as long as the two of you have properly accepted the apologies, both of you are good.
Allan,
that's all that matters.
thanks for your caller, Nathan.
Call.
Allan, I do accept your apology.
Thank you. I don't think I apologize. And I love that stick.
I love that.
I don't know how many followers
the stick,
we have.
the stick, the branch.
It's a nice.
It's a nice piece of wood there.
It kind of blocks where it would show me how many followers we have, so I can't quite monitor that. But I will say that we hit 100 subs at least, and we're gonna give away the first candle holder, the non-sexual one. And the way I don't know how to do it, so the way I'm just gonna make up how to do it is anyone who is a sub, say non-sexual candle holder in the chat. I'm gonna pick a username at random. I'll read it out loud, and then they're gonna email us, and we're gonna mail them this.
So we get the non-sexual candle holder at 100 subs, which we have reached.
We hit 100 subs at least, and tonight we're gonna try to hit 200 subs. And when we do that, I'm gonna give away the sexual candle holder. So people are sounding off in the chat, and they subscribed and they subbed, and tell your friends. And we got rated. We've been rated by Piss.
We've been rated by Piss, ladies and gentlemen. This just in breaking news. This is EGI2 exclusive breaking news that we have been rated by Piss.
Okay.
Thanks for the raid.
Thank you for the raid. We'll raid y'all back one day. I promise. But the hours that we're at it, you guys are before us, and we're after you.
We have a winner for the non-sexual.
We have a winner.
Candle holder is going to. It's going to Grocery Cart 88. So Grocery Cart 88, just send us an email at
electronicgameinformation@gmail.com. And that is those words, electronicgameinformation@gmail.com. Those are unrelated to the letters EGI and EGI2 under Twitch TV.
Great.
Thank you so much for your call, Nathan. I hope you have a wonderful night, and good luck later during the Steam Keys giveaway. We're giving away Steam Keys. You excited about that, Nathan? Let's hear your excitement. My finger is up.
That wouldn't be the first time I could get a game from you.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I won a game from you over on the original EGI.
Well, congratulations.
Double
and
winner,
maybe-
two-time
maybe
winner,
double
different
or
show.
nothing,
This doesn't
which
count.
either means you get 2 games or no games.
I'm gonna drink this.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, thank you for your call, Nathan. Let's keep the show moving along. We have another special announcement tonight, Alan.
I don't know what that is.
Well,
I don't know how to get this out. Okay.
we have a special announcement, which is that tonight we are going to be naming a sponsor. Yes, we are going to have a sponsor here on electronic. We're going to have a sponsor on EGI 2.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That is great.
So, Alan, you'll recognize
140 subscribers.
140 subscribers. We're on our way there to sexual. I just don't like saying it.
There's nothing wrong with sex. It's beautiful, and I actually did have sex between the EGI 1 and EGI 2. I've become quite sexual, and I do enjoy that. So back to you, Robbie.
Well, back to you, Alan, and I think that you will recognize the truth of the matter is that we do not actually have a sponsor tonight.
Okay, I feel like I've been tricked again.
No, we haven't been tricked. We do have a sponsor tonight, but it's not a real sponsor, if you get my drift.
I don't understand that.
If you kind of like get my drift, and you think about those drifting blue sparks just drifting around to the drift that I'm about to lay out. To lay out a drift is this: that we have a aspirational sponsor for this evening, and that is, of course, meaning that this is sort of pilot. Like the show is sort of piloting itself.
Got it.
We're the pilot. Well, I'm the pilot, and you're the co-pilot, and the show is the pilot, and then this is the pilot within the show, which is a sponsorship pilot. So the sponsor for this evening is none other than the wonderful Frame Gride. If you can see, Frame Gride is, of course, the wonderful mech action game from Software for the Sega Dreamcast, released in 1999. Frame Gride is, of course, I'm told that we are supposed to be doing some kind of a epilepsy warning. Of course, I don't know why that would be, because Frame Gride, of course, uses a custom engine for the Sega Dreamcast.
And is that frame grind?
That's the frame grind. The frames. The frame is, yes, that is Frame Gride for the Sega Dreamcast, released in 1999 exclusively for Japan, which is, congratulations, our sponsor for EGI 2 Stream 2,
Robbie,
Alan.
Can you tell me when I'm seeing Frame Gride?
We're seeing Frame Gride
as
it existed, exactly as it existed for the Sega Dreamcast in 1999.
I don't see it.
Well, so we had I think we had
Is
we
that-
have a trailer? We had a trailer for it? It played already?
I think I saw
This is-
something.
well,
Was
it's
that
not a
Frame
trailer,
Gride?
it's
Was
an
that Frame
announcement
Gride?
that-
What I saw?
What did you see?
I saw it looked like strobe light.
Okay, well, let's see if I can. Okay, so part of the issue that we're having here tonight, folks, is that Frame Gride
There it is
back in. We're putting Frame Gride back on this. We're having some issues because I was supposed to.
Is that Frame Gride?
That's Frame Gride.
Got it.
So Frame Gride, that's the trailer for the tonight's sponsor, Frame Gride.
Oh, great.
Wonderful. So Frame Gride, epilepsy warning for Frame Gride on the Sega Dreamcast, 1999 Sega Dreamcast. Part of the issue that we've been having is with getting graphics to trigger at the right correction. And now I was supposed to spend some of the money that we earned last stream, EGI 2 Stream 1.
Which was a huge success.
Which was a massive success. I was supposed to use that for a Stream Deck.
A Stream
Deck is a kind of picture like a kind of a hub with like a bunch of customizable, programmable buttons, so I could hit all the buttons and I could say that's when I want the graphic to come up. So that's going to be
trigger graphics.
Yes, exactly. You can change graphics, you can trigger sounds. Maybe some sort of like a wing ding pops up and shows off itself.
Sounds cool.
Great, but what happened was I mistook Stream Deck for a Steam Deck, and I bought a Steam Deck instead. Which maybe could do it if I were to muck around with the insides of it for a little while, but unfortunately, I did not.
So what you're saying, you spent the money from the episode 1 and you bought yourself a gaming console
yes.
to play games, and then you set aside a little bit of money for the budget for the show to pay the employees of the show.
Right, with a Stream Deck. Because it makes less work for you, so that's money back in your pocket.
Okay, so this is more of a gift from me, another gift from me. So thank you so much, Robbie. And so now I have a stick and a Steam Deck.
And I am sorry. So what are you doing with that thing?
I'm just showing the viewers a stick because you bought me. So far, you got me 2 gifts. I got you a red wine and a microphone. You got me poking stick and an OLED Steam Deck.
No, it's my Steam Deck. It's a regular Steam Deck.
Oh, you got it right.
But I have to return it because I have to get the Steam Deck OLED when it comes out on November 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, okay, understood. Back to
Great.
you,
So instead of using the Stream Deck buttons to go through slides and videos, we'll be using these red arrows to let our producer James know to when to go forward or when to go backward on slides. So this is the red arrow for going forward.
Got it.
And then this is the red arrow for going backward.
If you're not gonna have yours, I'm gonna just have it in my cup.
Okay, are we seeing these? Great. So I'm gonna with that out of the way, let's take our first break of the evening and play our first. Of course, our video break is going to be dedicated to tonight's sponsorship. Congratulations to none other than Frame Gride for the Sega Dreamcast.
Frame Gride.
So that goes
Great. So I have some very good news, Robbie. Many people in the chat are sounding off. They love Frame Gride.
They love Frame Gride.
Yeah.
And how could you not love Frame Gride, Allan?
I don't know. It does seem like a very fun game, although I don't understand
It's a mech combat action game created by From Software, the people that made such amazing titles as the Armored Core series, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro.
I do have a poll announcement. Have you played Frame Gride? Is a poll in the chat. Yes, 26%.
26% of the people in the chat have played Frame Gride.
So call in if you've played Frame Gride.
So go ahead.
And 74% no have not played Frame Gride, but maybe they should.
I've never heard such a thing.
Oh, we have a call.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, you're on the show. We're at EGI2. Who are you and where are you calling from?
I'm Mia. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
Beautiful. The Peach State. Hot Atlanta, Allan.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hot Atlanta, they called it. I went there once on a field trip in my junior year of high school.
Where'd you go?
I went to the Coca-Cola Museum, the MLK Museum, the Six Flags, and also a liquor store in the middle of the night.
Colin, have you played
store?
Frame Gride?
I have not. I'm actually looking at the screen in confusion right now.
What are we seeing? We're seeing, of course, mech arena combat action from the beautiful, wonderful folks over there at. This is EGI exclusive. We do have the very first still screenshot of Frame Gride of the evening. Thank you to our sponsor, Frame Gride. Caller, what was your name again?
Mia.
Mia, thank you. What do you think of this? What do you think of the screenshots?
Well, it's a screenshot. I see a giant mech.
Yes.
Looks like some laser beams.
Could be.
Looks pretty exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a arena mech combat action game from the makers of Dark Souls and the Armored Core series. So let's go ahead and use the arrow to go to the next slide in the frame guide screenshot slideshow. Caller, what Mia? What are we seeing here? Mia from Atlanta.
Let's see. I'm seeing some. Oh, now I'm seeing your face again. Okay. I look. Looks like some kind of flying vehicle.
Now, Mia, my question to you is this: Is the frame grinding, or has the gride framed?
I'm thinking the frame is grinding. What about you, Robbie?
I mean, the frame does seem to be grinding.
I'm thinking the frame is grinding. What about you, Robbie?
Mia, thank you so much for your call. I would like to thank you for calling from all the way from Atlanta, for staying up so late to watch the EGI2 on Twitch. And now I would like to thrill you with the story behind the action in Frame Gride, if that's all right.
It is all right. Please tell me more.
In an empire 700 years ago, as an emperor named Regilio was on the verge of dying, Count Zolt led a rebellion against the entire empire that engulfed the continent in war. The continent, of course, of
Frame
Gride. The government of the empire chose 6 imperial candidates, now united, to protect the imperial empire from the opposing forces led by Lord Zolt and its spirits of 9 knights that was believed to be dead previously.
Crazy.
Time turned out to be the deciding factor as the empire went down the drains. And this is, of course, a synopsis of the story within, not the story of Frame Gride, not the development story of Frame Gride.
This is the plot of the game.
This is the plot behind why the frames are grinding,
Great.
or the gride framed.
I hope you are able to get your sponsor. I know that they're your prospective sponsor, and I hope that you're able to actualize that.
Thank you so much. What we're doing tonight, Mia, is that we're trying to use Frame Gride as a kind of template on how sponsorship works.
Got it. Sound off in the chat if you know anyone who works at Frame Gride, and if you have a contact, an email, you send it to us, and we'll reach out to Frame Gride and see if they're interested in sponsoring EGI2. So,
Allan, thank you so much for bringing that up, because, in fact, the people behind the game Frame Gride have made other games throughout the years. Of course, we know them, the Dark Souls and the Borns and the Armored Cores.
And this, you're not talking about Armored Core.
No.
But it is a mech game from FromSoft.
It's an arena combat mech game.
Mech game from FromSoft, but it's
from,
not
From Gride.
From Gride
Let's
Core.
see the next screenshot, James. Let's go ahead and take that, pop that on the picture. There's the first, well, here, let's go back.
I'm confused by.
No, we need to go. There we go. That's this just in. This is the third screenshot of Frame Gride that we'll be showing tonight here on EGI2.
Let's see if anyone's sounding off in the comments about Frame Gride.
I'll continue to read the story behind Frame Gride. Every person wished for the Chosen One to come forth and save them all, as prospected by Archbishop Melange. Although he is old and sick, Archbishop, he knew that this unprecedented crisis will summon forth a lone knight, and informed the people about this. And of course, this is a story synopsis from GameFAQs.com. I think that Hootie Puppy was the author.
Just a little update. 142 subs.
We have 142 subs.
So get some subs, and we'll give away that candle holder, and maybe someone will have a beautiful sexual experience with their loved one.
If you want to see that or more, if we could, can we give away a Frame Gride sculpture?
I don't have any. I don't make frame. I've never made a Frame Gride. I've never made a Frame Gride sculpture, so I don't know what that would be. Maybe it'd be a mech. You tell me.
Well, I mean, are they? I don't. In the universe of Frame Gride, I don't think they would be called mech. So otherwise, it would be called something like Frame Mech or Mech Gride.
Back to you, Robbie. About that.
Let's see. I believe we have a couple more screenshots. Let's kind of skip around a little bit. I'll try and use the arrows to kind of direct this. Okay, so we're going forward, and now let's go back again. See if the arrows. So one arrow, forward arrow, frame guide, screenshot, and then. And then we go back. Back to you, Allan. What's going on? What are people saying in the chat about frame guide? People are loving frame guide.
Frame guide. Allan, you can guide my frame anytime you hit me up. Said Yolt's Bread said that. So let's see. Careful with the mic. People love the sexual candle holder. Frame guide. Someone in this chat said frame guide.
Yes.
I'm trying to decode.
Can we put a poll in the chat that asks if because Mia was saying that she believes that the frame is griding, but the longer that this goes on, the more I think that the gride might have been framed.
No, people. Mint Jello says frame guide.
The gride might be framing.
All right, caller, you're on the air with electronic game information, or EGI2. It's not electronic game information at gmail.com. That's where you send. If you were in charge of Frame Guide, you would send your sponsorship messages, your request for sponsorship, to that email address, even though it is unrelated to EGI2. I did it. Caller?
Hello? Hi, I'm still here.
Hey, so who are you? Where are you calling from?
Oh, it's still Mia.
Oh, it's still Mia from Hotlanta. Mia is still on
Hotlanta.
Wonderful to hear from you again. Mia, either you've been hearing this whole conversation
the whole time,
play
Mia?
out.
Did you hear all that?
I heard all of it.
Oh, good to welcome you. I'm glad.
I'm just happy to be here. Happy to get to be a friend of the show.
Mia?
Oh, I'm just a agent of chaos right now.
Agent of chaos. Much like, of course, the 9 Nights. Wait, Lord Zolt and its spirit of 9 Nights.
Friend of the show, Mia.
So Lord Nort and its spirits. Oh, the forces. Opposing forces led by Lord Zolt and its spirits of 9 Nights. So Mia, you could be. If speaking of agent of chaos, makes me think of those 9 Nights.
Me too. I thought of that as well when you said that. When she said that.
Same.
And now that we have you back on the phone, Mia, I'd like to something has been bugging me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that if the people behind Frame Guide were to want to because this is more of a pilot run for a Frame Guide sponsor, is for any sponsorship, Frame Guide or no. Right.
So
imagine that From Software, because people love these From Software games. Kids are clamoring for more from Software, and they're digging around in the back catalog. And who but the one at the top could choose to re-release Frame Guide?
We need to make this happen.
What was the question?
The question is, if you were
What is the question?
Would it be reframed?
Oh, I see what you're asking. What would they call it?
Right.
What would they call it?
Frame Guide.
I feel like
Frame Guide. Would it
Frame Guide EGI to Electric Boogaloo.
Regrided.
Frame Guide.
Regrided, remastered.
Frame Guided. Just Frame Guide. Frame Guided.
Frame Guide. Regride.
Thank you for your call, Mia. Let's go ahead and
maybe we'll do a poll.
Do another poll and maybe check in with the chat.
We have
Allan.
one more sub.
We have another sub that's
Astronautica sub.
Astronautica sub. Shout out to Astronautica sub that has gotten one closer to getting switching this out and then getting a Frame Guide sculpture.
I don't know how to do a Frame Guide sculpture.
Well, if you figured out how to do this, I'm sure you could figure out.
I'll look it up. Back to you, Robbie.
Back to you, Allan. Do we have a phone call coming in? Great. Caller, you're on the air with EGI2. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Cody from Florida.
It's Cody from Florida. I'm so glad to hear from Cody from Florida. I am a Floridian myself. Did you know that?
No, I don't know too much about you.
I'm originally from Tallahassee, Florida. Not born, but raised in the highways and byways of Tallahassee, Florida.
That's nice.
It was okay. What part of Florida are you from?
The south, the more of the south part.
Daytona, Miami, West Palm Beach, Lake Worth.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers. I love Fort Myers. Have friends from Fort Myers. Went to college with people from Fort Myers. Every single one of them a prince, princess, gentleman, and everything in between.
I got an opinion about blade gride.
Frame gride.
Frame gride. I'm more of a fan of more grounded, more like hard sci-fi mechs, ones that don't have magic.
Well, if we could
swords.
Get one of the frame gride slides up here, I think that you'd find that's quite a lot of science fiction in that single screenshot. You might see a sword. You might see some sort of reptile skull in the background of some of these things, or what?
Yes.
Are you an Armored Core fan?
I like Armored Core. I like Gundam. I like munitions. I like more like my bullet type munitions as opposed to lasers.
You want the loadout.
Right.
So are you? If Frame Gride were to be, let's say it was reframed and re-released on modern platforms, maybe they could add some DLC where you could play as your own Armored Core mechs within the world and mythology of Frame Gride.
With painting options.
Absolutely. You can't have and Allan, I'm always telling you this. You can't have arena mech combat without full customization, and that's not just the arms, legs, joints, loadouts, whatso have you. You need to put your own decals on that thing.
Yeah, stickers on mechs.
So Cody from Florida, if I could keep you on the line for a moment, I'd like to get your feedback on the next section, because we are having such an incredible evening talking about these old and forgotten from software gems. I thought, Allan, you could take us away with a special report, and this is EGI exclusive, breaking news, special report. Allan Resnick is going to be continuing our coverage of Frame Gride with coverage, his own coverage. This is community correspondent Allan Resnick's coverage of Kuon.
I'm doing Kuon.
He's doing Kuon, which is, of course, from the makers of Frame Gride, Armored Core, and the Soulsborne family of games.
Say the name of it one more time.
Kuon.
Got it, Kuon. So I'm going to do Kuon.
So Kuon is, of course, on the show tonight. Let's get some let's sound off in the chat about Kuon.
This is Kuon.
Is that a horror title? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes, Kuon is apparently. Let me just swipe through. Kuon is a terrifying game. This is Kuon. Kuon is a frightening game, the kind of game that's almost like a nightmare, but you can't wake up from it when you play it. The game console won't turn off because it's too scary. You have to play it until you scream. This is Kuon. Kuon is a terrifying game, vision from hell, and in it your eyeballs they open up like wings and bleed. I believe that's Kuon. And I understand from Kuon.
Do people sounding off in the chat at Kuon?
I can't check the chat while I'm doing Kuon because I'm using the iPad.
If we get one more subs, we can show.
If we get more subs, I don't know how to tell if we have a sub, but I'll just talk about Kuon. Kuon, I believe you play as a little girl in a hoodie who sees the spooky. Maybe that's the girl's sister or mom bleeding from the eyes.
It looks like an enemy from Silent Hill.
Allan, I have a question for you here.
Right.
So the game Kuon is, I believe, From Software's Kuon is a game about a woman in medieval or at least the era of the Shogun Japan. It's a period piece.
Yeah, Kuon I think is a period piece a period of time when things were more upsetting than our current period. Things were
I would like you to scroll back. If you could use this, if you could scroll.
Which way you want me to go? This man.
That way.
Okay, that was the upside down man who bleeds.
I think that you said there was a little girl.
The little girl in Kuon.
And what
I believe he plays based on the camera.
Little girl.
The little girl.
Oh no! No!
I'm finding the issue here, Allan, is that I think that what I'm looking for is a woman in a kimono, and what I'm seeing is a little girl in a in a sweatshirt.
That's what Kuon is, Robbie.
Alan, I believe that this
Is
is
this-
not in
it
fact
looks like Last of Us.
from Software, the makers, of course, of Frame Guide.
That's Kuon,
But
buddy.
is in fact the Siren for the PlayStation 2, and perhaps some of the Siren. I don't know if it was a remake or a
I'll look.
Siren.
You're saying it's Kuon? You're saying Kuon is
Siren?
Siren?
No, Kuon is its own game, and Siren is
think
its own game.
based
and
on- I think you're-
PlayStation
yes.
2, so
No,
it's PlayStation 2 Siren.
Robbie, I'm sorry, you're right. That was Siren for PlayStation 2. I thought that was Kuon.
So
My bad.
Cody
Back
from
to you,
Florida,
Robbie.
Back to you, Alan. Cody from Florida.
Shoot.
Where do you find yourself
Really
on
messed that
this
up.
thing?
Where do I find myself on what issue?
Kuon.
Kuon and or Siren for the PlayStation 2, or Siren
Chat.
for the PlayStation 3 PSN store, which was of course released in chapters.
Well, two things. I found those enemies pretty unsettling.
Are they talking about Kuon?
No, talking about Siren.
Yeah, the Kuon. I thought you were originally going to bring up a Dreamcast game,
Sorry.
but
No, Kuon was a
you brought up
PlayStation 2 game.
Kuon.
By the time Kuon came around, the Dreamcast had been defenestrated.
I feel like I got in trouble for messing that up. So
You're not in trouble, Alan. We all make mistakes. In fact, if there's a notch on a board, then you got just a notch next to my notch.
Well,
I got
I'll say
notch.
those are very well rendered PS2 graphics.
Well, that probably is the PlayStation 3 Siren. So Alan probably found the PlayStation 3 Siren screenshots and chose those because those were kind of obviously a more realistic,
I don't know how that
more
happened.
engaging set of screenshots. And then when I asked him if it was Siren, he found the PS2 one
Yeah,
because that was the only one that had its own box art.
I'm in your
Alan.
shot. That was Siren. Shoot. How'd I do that? Damn. Okay. I won't do that again. I'll do Kuon.
So Cody from Florida, if you're looking out your window, you see a truck going by with a billboard, one of those light up billboards that come by on trucks sometimes,
Kuon.
like outside of like a convention center or a big show.
Mm-hmm.
And you see
I see.
Frame Guide reframed coming March of 2025.
I got it.
Are you going out for it?
That's Kuon.
I mean,
Sorry
at this
about that.
point, it's my obligation to. That's it. That's it. That's what it's. So what's that rating system? That's not an American rating system.
Of Kuon?
Yeah,
It's just a 16 plus.
it's a number, not a letter. Yeah.
It's just a 16 plus. I don't know
That
if
looks
that's
like that looks like a Peggy rating.
It's blurry, but
that's
I think that
the-
is a Peggy.
Okay, European.
I think that
So
is a
it's
Peggy,
European.
but it is quite pixelated.
Someone
I
said
think it's just Kuon.
if I'm wrong or if I'm right, someone did say that they were saying EGI 2 like Eggy 2. So if you just put a P in front of Eggy 2, what do you get?
Egg. Mhm.
Thank you for your call, Cody from Florida. We have to take a quick break. This is going to be our second break of the evening. We'll be hanging up the phone and then going to our continuing coverage of tonight's sponsor, Frame Guide, for the Sega Dreamcast, released in 1999. If you are a fan of mech combat action that takes no prisoners and has a heart like you wouldn't believe, you're going to be a big fan of
There. Now try talk. Wait for the light. Now talk.
Checking. Check.
Are we?
Peggy 18.
Okay, great.
Peggy 18.
So just use that one now.
Kuan. Frame grind. Kuan. Works great, Alan. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Back to you, Robbie.
Back to you, Alan. Alan, what are we seeing here? What are we seeing here on the chat?
Here, let's just set this one up, right there.
Right.
Did the mic? Okay, great.
Because we wouldn't. We are going to be giving away Alan's sexual.
I like how you say that.
Candle holders. Once we get 200 subs.
So currently we have 144 subs.
144 subs.
I think we need a hype. I think we need a hype train to get more subs, or gift subs if you can. But Robbie really was very firm on the number 200. That was the number. If we didn't hit, I'd be in trouble. So
well, now of course, if we do give away the sexual candle holder, we can get the frame grind candle holder.
Right. Okay. Well, I will. I guess I'll make a frame grind candle holder, whatever that might be. You could have to use your imagination on what that might be and how that might look.
Right.
Okay, we got gifted a tier 1 sub to Emmy Sayang, and that's so great.
Emmy Sayang.
I think that's what that is.
Thank you so much for gifting the sub. Grab the sub. How does it work?
I don't know. Jovial Jellyfish says grind frames at Peggy's.
Yes,
don't know what
so
that means. It
frame the sub and grind it down the hatch to get to the sexual candle holder.
Hi Mike 9 has a little train emoji.
Thank you.
It says, for the love of God, please subscribe. So I do subscribe to that.
Yes.
Comment.
So you subscribe to what was his name?
I lost it. Hi Mike 9. Subscribe.
Hi Mike.
Joe Botnick says, I love your candle holders, Allan. Go to my website, allanresnick.info. Buy. They're very expensive art objects, and I do need to make some money off this. But for Christmas, you could get one. I sell them.
We got another. Moop has gifted a sub to administration.
Sub illustration. Thank you, Moop.
We're one step closer to getting rid of the sexual candle holder and getting a frame grind candle holder.
We have 147 subscribers. I think we must have lost some subs.
So that's not the most that we've ever had?
No, well, I think you've read off a couple people who've given us subs, and then the math isn't working out for me. But I don't know how Twitch works. There's also something called sub points. So maybe we have sub points. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. This is obviously going to be. We're only in the first. This has only been the first hour of EGI 2 Stream 2, and everything seems to be going according to plan.
And I've only had to use the stick once. And how long do we stream for?
We stream for until 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 1 a.m. Eastern Time.
Great. Back to you, Rob.
Back to you, Alan. And we have this is breaking news that just in. No one else is talking about this. EGI 2 breaking news. Let's see the breaking news. Let's sound off breaking news. Are people sounding off the breaking news?
Yes.
Well, guess what, Alan? Since the last stream, that is EGI 2 Stream 1, we had an outpouring of excitement, of friendship, and of renderings of you and I by the folks who make EGI 2 possible. That is, the folks in the chat, the people that with the skills and the vision and the heart to send their beautiful drawings, paintings, etchings, etc. to electronicgameinformation@gmail.com, which is, again, not affiliated with EGI 2.
They did?
They did. So this is EGI 2 first. You've never seen it before on EGI 2. We have a brand new segment that's never been done before called It's the Arts. And there's a video that plays.
Oh. No, there's not.
Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to put the arrow up. Go back. Arrow up, go back. Go forward.
Backward.
It's the arts. Great. Okay, so the first slide of the evening, breaking news. First slide of the evening is in fact not a drawing, not a painting, but it is a haiku from none other than the British man you love to say his name, Joe Botnick. And it says, this is the haiku. I wrote a haiku, but you don't have to read it out if you don't need to. So that's 575.
That's not art, but I do like it.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much, Joe
Art
Bodnick.
is a
It's the
painting or
arts.
drawing.
Let's see the next slide of the evening.
Oh, that's
breaking
art.
breaking news! Chris Tucker has drawn Allan, Resnick, and myself, EGI2, live on Twitch TV.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, but not the Chris Tucker, the other Chris Tucker, who is, of course, a very talented artist with a great deal of line skill, hard lines. You love to see it here on Twitch.
I am a fan of yours as well, so thank you so much, Chris Tucker. That means a lot coming from someone of such fame and comedic genius. Wow.
Chris Tucker, back to you, Allan. Fifth Element, Chris Tucker. Next slide.
What do we have? Oh, look at
this
that.
This is Laura Lynn Leake, a fan of the show, friend of the show.
Wow.
Always been a friend. Always been happy to see Laura Lynn Lake stuff. And Laura Lynn Lake actually sent us a few more images, but because of the speed at which we must get through It's the Arts, we only were able to use 2 out of the many drawings that she did
next time.
send in. But we'll try to fit them in at some point. Other than today, perhaps if we have a special pop-out special sponsored pop-out section for It's the Arts.
And I do love that. I don't know what you mean by pop-outs.
I don't know what I mean by pop-out section, but I'm thinking if we could, if we get to the point where we're subscribing, subscribing to ourselves, because we've got the 2.
You're gonna subscribe to your own channel, if you
right?
have
And then we
Prime,
sponsor It's the Arts.
It's something to do with Amazon Prime. You get a free sub.
It's kind of like how the PBS NewsHour sponsors Frontline.
I think so. We have 149 subs.
149 subs is the most that we've ever had. Thank you, Laura Lynn Leake, for the beautiful drawings of
It's the Arts.
It's the Arts. We'll never forget it. We'll never forget you. Next slide. Oh, absolutely. This is of course from Gokai Orange, the other Nathan, I believe his name is. The other Nathan that created a slew of Sims avatars based on characters that you and I have performed.
Wow.
Over the years.
That's so cool. That looks just like me.
That looks just like you, and that also looks just like me. And there's 7. There's 4 of me and 3 of you. So
that's 4. How many of me?
So that's the 4 of me and 3 of you. So that's 4 of me, and I'm holding you up, Allan. I'm lifting you up into the air because that is the relationship that we have. Is that you're small and I'm 4, so I lift you up into the air.
It's the Arts. Back to you,
It's
Robbie.
the Arts. Back to you, Allan. Next. Let's see the next slide. Thank you, Gokai Orange, and thank you everybody else that has been giving us these beautiful. Star Song. Who can forget the Star Song image was sent directly into the It's the Electronic Game Information at gmail.com.
I think that was me.
That's Allan Resnick, and that is me and Allan Resnick in the midst of the great battle of the mind that we go through sometimes when we go through these kinds of what do you call it when 2 people are talking?
A conversation.
I like that. Okay, next up for slide. It's the Arts. Thank you so much.
Look at
Star
that.
Song
Wow.
and Kylie. Kylie has drawn a beautiful rendition of what it looks like when one person is holding a camera at an angle and looking at another person over their shoulder. That's called an over-the-shoulder shot.
And I have the iPad in the shot.
And Allan has the iPad in the shot. That's the chat. What are people saying in the chat about It's the Arts?
Oh, what are people saying? Hell yes. Hell yes. Moss Lump says, heck yeah, love that line art. Dog Teeth says mine. They all just love art.
People love art. They love the
beautiful art.
They love the lines. They love
the arts.
People love hard lines.
People love hard line. The most arts I've ever seen. It's so beautiful.
It makes me wonder. The Borderlands games. The cel-shaded first-person shooter series of games. The Borderlands games all have hard lines, and they're very popular.
Right.
And to see art that is also hard lines, like Borderlands lines, makes me wish and believe that one day you and I will be as popular as Borderlands.
And this is art that I'd made.
And one day the art will be gone. When we get to the 200 subs, the art will be gone, and then I get my.
And that's my art.
I get to have my frame guide candle holder right here.
But for now, we'll have this until we hit 200 subs.
So we have another wonderful piece for It's the Arts. Thank you for the.
Wow, I love that art.
EGI2 Stream 2, sponsored by none other than Frame Guide. And I like this one. This is actually word art, like graffiti, or perhaps some sort of it's sort of like a poem, but it's also kind of its own thing. It's like kind of when you see it. Could we see it one more time? When you see it, it talks to you, and it asks you to question, what is my relationship to it?
I love that art.
So we love the art. Let's keep going with It's the Arts. Thank you, BMO, for the beautiful, that's a sensational image. Nacho Cheese 3 is we're looking for what are we doing here, Alan? We're looking for the list?
No, I think we're just looking at the art that people send in, and I think they send it into EGI2 stream2 at gmail.com. I don't know if that's the right email, so you're gonna have to double check me on that.
Electronic game information at gmail.com is the correct place to send the art, and also to send, if you're going to be sponsoring the show in the future, to send that to that email address, despite the fact that it's not affiliated with this show, Alan.
And it is getting quite cold.
What are people saying in the chat, Alan?
They're just asking for the list. They say, I love the list. Oh, because the art is the list art.
Of course, the list lives in the art. We don't know where the list is, folks. We're gonna try one more time tonight to get the list back. But we will be.
Oh, someone asked me to drink more wine.
Oh, drinks. Have a taste.
Cheers to you. And Robbie, would you like a cup?
No, I don't. I guess I'll just enjoy seeing you slowly drinking. And remember that you do have to drive home to your family.
I didn't forget. Actually, I'm gonna text you.
All right. Well. Next up, we have another beautiful piece of art, I believe. Yes, we have from none other than Hiya. That's right, it's Cookie, Hookie. It's Cookie. He's Hookie. He's Kooky. It's the arts. Next slide, please. Oh, Alan, this one speaks to me a great deal because this is from Cody from Florida, who we just spoke to. Cody from Fort Myers, Florida. If you ever find yourself in Fort Myers, need of a friend, Cody from Florida could be your fella. And here we have a beautiful rendition of course, an extended look at the EGI family. Not only you and me, but also Ben and Cricket.
It's the arts.
And would we love to know where Ben and Cricket are these days? I do hope that they have been spending these last few weeks, months, years learning, growing, and being very responsible with each other and other people and their bodies.
Yes, totally.
Of course. So thank you, Cody from Florida, for these. I guess these is. I see this as XCOM. Characters. You can customize XCOM characters, Alan.
I didn't.
XCOM 2.
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you, Cody from Florida. Let's see another. It's the arts.
That's the same one, I think. Oh wow, look at that.
And this one speaks to me because this reminds me of a bit of a puzzle.
It's spooky too.
You've got. I can't get any closer, but if you can sort of overlay me with so you can see all of the names of video games across.
Oh, wow.
And along the sides and below of this image.
Wow.
What are people saying in the chat, Alan? You're kind of been on your phone a little bit during It's the Arts.
Let me get the chat. Kuan, Yunkadum Bomb says, is that Kuan?
No, it's not Kuan. It's Allan
Puppy
and
Mouth.
Robbie on EGI2. And
Username Puppy Mouth says... Oh, so that's incredible. Incredible, just incredible.
Just incredible.
Terrifying, said somebody. Wonderful, the list fan art.
It reminds me of the opening hour or so of Resident Evil 7, that image.
Yeah, spooky stuff.
Spooky stuff, Alan. We have a couple more It's the Arts images to get through. Let's thank you, Catherine G. There was a full name in the email.
I love this segment.
Also, and this is you, Alan. This is
wow,
you
look at that.
You shaved your beard. You're looking young. You're looking full of health and vigor.
And I do look good in that. So thank you so much to the artist.
I miss seeing you without the beard, but we're gonna just have to
live
with the thing that you grow regularly.
And I do look so nice in that. Thank you. It's
Alan,
the arts.
What are you
I'm
doing
almost done. I'm almost done. I'm telling Cheryl to stop texting me. She's okay. I think I said do not ever text me here again. Send. Okay, great.
Great. Okay, so let's go. Let's check in on the chat, Alan, and see what people are saying about It's the Arts.
It's the Arts. Oh, okay. People said Robbie, perfect.
Perfect.
Alan,
we do love it. We love to see it.
That's definitely Robbie. They said.
Cyber comment.
I have a job interview tomorrow. It says
Okay,
head,
great. Thank you, Cyber Comment.
Hall of Heads.
We are seeing we have a couple more slides. Let's get to them before we
Gotta be
run out of
careful with that
time.
mic.
Thank you, Cyber Comment. Next. That's the end. That's it. It's the arts, Alan.
Okay, it's
Let's
the
go
arts.
to the phones and see how people are feeling. If people are energized, if people want to know more about FrameGride, if they want to know more about Kuon, if they want to know more about sponsoring the program so that we can get a stream deck.
A stream
deck so that we can have lots of customizable buttons to just press and now say and I don't have to say, James, let's go to that slide, or James, let's go back to the other slide. We say, I press the button and I get what I want.
It's so late. It's so late in the EGI too.
So have any phone call.
I don't know if they know the number.
We have a phone. We have a caller. You're on the air with EGI 2.
Yo.
Good evening. Who are you? And where are you calling from?
EGI 2.
I'm Elliot. I'm in Seattle.
Elliot from Seattle. Seattle, of course, is the city of brotherly love and is our neighbor to the north.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It's an absolute nightmare to live in Seattle these days, I hear. What with
yeah.
Now, it was Infamous that was set in Seattle, wasn't it?
I don't know, Infamous. I called in to talk about Siren.
Siren is a terrifying game.
Now, I would like to know,
let's throw up some
are we
Siren
talking about the PlayStation 2 Siren, or are we talking about the PSN, PS3 Siren that came in chapters?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What she said.
What would you like to tell us?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. There's the dubbing is in it's got like a British accent going.
What?
The dub, the voice acting in Siren, the guy's got a British accent.
The dubs. Alan,
yeah.
you've been looking into Siren when you should have been looking into Kuon. What are the deals with these dubs?
In Siren, you if you get haunted enough, a dove will fly at you, and that will be a spooky another one of the many spooky, scary things.
But what Elliot is saying is that they believe that it is doves with a British accent. Is that correct?
No. In Siren, the doves.
I'm asking Elliot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the doves are flying.
It's British for some reason.
The accent is British, but the game is set in
colonial America.
Present day.
Seattle. Yeah.
Oh, it's in Seattle.
Right, so we are talking about Seattle.
My bad.
We are in Seattle. Is it Watch Dogs is in Seattle? No. Watch Dogs
No,
is in
Siren.
Chicago. Watch Dogs 2 is in San Francisco, and Watch Dogs 3 Legion is in London.
And I'm not quite sure where Kuon is set.
Kuon is set in Alan, maybe you could look into this while we're on the air, and maybe you could ask some people in the chat about if Kuon is a medieval if it's during the medieval period or it's during the Shogun period.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, I can't separate when one becomes the other.
So if you understood what Robbie said, or you heard all the words, sound off in the chat the answer, and I'll just read that out. I'll just keep an eye on that.
Elliot, what else? What are you playing? When you see Seattle, the skyline, you say that's not for me, and you go back in your house and you play a great game on a cold, dreary night that y'all are so used to up there.
Yes, I do that. I play Rule of Rose.
Rule of Rose. We love to hear Rule of Rose, don't we, Alan?
Kuon is set in colonial New Jersey. Alan says Yost bread.
Alan, tell us
I don't know the names of these people. Remember when they went to Japan?
Rule of Rose is a action horror game, or is horror adventure game with it involves a woman and a dog.
Kuon?
Rule of Rose.
Rule of Rose.
At
Got it. Sorry, you just chat.
And there's a lot of orphanage games in that period for that sort of like late PlayStation 2 horror adventure game period.
Yeah, love some PS2 survival horror.
Because didn't the Clock Tower 3 was...
Damn it.
We all good?
Robbie knocked over my candle, and he broke one of the candles.
Oh, shoot. No. I wanted to win the sexual candle holder.
Oh, the candle holder's okay. The candle broke. The other candle's okay. All right, we're good.
Is
Here,
it
let me
still
set up.
sexual?
The mic fell. So I'm just gonna set that back up. There. Shoot. Oh shoot. You know what? I think what we're gonna need is a more solid table. See how wobbly this one is? And I would love a chair for my room too. Because I don't have any chairs. I don't have any chairs. Back to you, Robbie. I think we're
let
good.
Allan
Sorry
sit.
about that.
Back to you.
Back to you, Cody. Elliot?
Back to you, Robbie.
Elliot, have you played Clock Tower 3 was what I was about to ask you.
No, I haven't, but I want to play that, and I want to play Haunting Ground.
Haunting Ground is the dog game.
Yeah, those are all girls with dogs games,
Wait.
I think, right?
Rule of Rose has a dog. Clock Tower 3 does not have a dog.
Oh, okay.
Croc-
I don't know, maybe it should.
You know, Clock Tower 3 reminds me a lot of the wonderful Metroidvania-style 3D action-adventure game Shadow Man on the Nintendo 64 that was recently re-released by Night Dive Studios on these current consoles.
250 subs.
250
No,
subs?
100.
150 subs. So we're 50
Shoot.
subs away from getting...
Corpse del Bala
So we're...
subbed. We got 100 bits.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if someone gifted a sub to Plastic Syndrome? I just think that'd be a laugh riot.
Is that
would
your
it be funny if
username?
somebody gifted a sub to Plastic Syndrome?
I don't know what that means, but
Plastic
please
Syndrome.
do.
Is that like,
Username,
one of those like books that you find in like Clock Tower? That's like you open a book and it's like a diary of a character that's no longer with us, and it's like, and that uses to solve the puzzle later.
Yeah.
Elliot, tell me, are you a fan of open arena mech combat action games?
No, not especially.
Well, thank you for your call. Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful evening in Seattle. Keep warm, stay safe, stay sane, and I hope we hear back from you sometime in the future, Allan.
Gokai Orange
All right,
gifted one
back to you.
sub
And I
to
hope
Plastic
that
Syndrome.
Pally Plastic.
A sub was gifted.
A sub was gifted.
Plastic
This just in.
Syndrome,
We
so that-
did
we did
give
get a
stuff.
new sub,
It
so
feels
thank you,
cynical, doesn't it, Allan?
To say sub.
To just be clawing around for these things.
I don't like doing it at all.
I don't like doing it. No one likes doing it. We have to.
We've been raided.
We just desperately need to have some. We had something solid before, and now we have something that's very fragile.
I feel like I'm on the street.
When
When
I demand these things, when I look at these sexual candles, I just feel like I'm fucking dying.
I make them to make people feel joy and just feel happy and aroused maybe when they see them and think about sexuality and the wonderful feelings their body could have. So it's not meant to make you feel terrible like that. So back to you, Robbie.
Back to you, Allan. And of course, because we have received so many gifts on this stream this evening. We have received subs.
Drink some more water, man.
We have received.
Oh, careful. Careful with that, my man.
We have received subs. We have received.
Watch out.
We have received subs. We've received followers, and we have received beautiful pieces of art. It is time to give back, Allan.
Absolutely.
So let's go to our. This just in. We have a brand new segment. This has never been done before on EGI2 on Twitch live tonight. It's the Steam Keys giveaway.
Wow. Okay. God damn it, Robbie. All right, I'm gonna just not put that up there and put that on my area.
So maybe we could pull up a caller on the air here. Thank you so much for your call, Elliot.
Good Lord. Put these with the other candles. Great. So great. I'm not.
We have the Steam Keys giveaway video playing right now.
I think I'm gonna unplug this because I don't want it to happen again. Just gonna unplug.
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air with Electron.
Yeah. Hi.
EGI2 It's this, Did you see the Steam Keys giveaway video?
Did I see the
Caller,
Steam Keys
who are you? Where are you
giveaway
calling
video?
from? Did you see the Steam Keys giveaway video?
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm from Massachusetts.
Well, caller, this is your lucky
day.
You gotta pick.
Take your time.
You gotta close your. Everyone close your
I'll tell
damn
him,
eyes.
I'll tell him in the chat.
Everyone close your eyes and picture the video. This is the
Close
video.
your
It's the Steam Keys giveaway video. It's
Chat.
first off, it's the store homepage of Steam store.steampower.com, and the store page blasts apart, like it's got a bomb inside of it, and it went kablooey.
This is a video.
And not only are there shards of the homepage flying out towards the edge of the screen, but there's also tiny keys, like the little gray keys that you see when you redeem a Steam code on Steam.
You're gifted.
Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm Taylor.
Caleb?
Right. I'm calling from Massachusetts.
What part of Massachusetts?
Kind of in like the armpit area.
The armpit of Massachusetts.
Plymouth area.
That's
Yep.
like the Cape.
Yeah.
All right. So, who are you?
Taylor.
Caleb from the Cape.
Friend
Are
of
your
the
eyes
show.
closed?
Friend of the show.
Are my eyes closed?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. I'm
Okay,
envisioning
keep
the
everybody
Steam
keep your eyes
key.
closed, because this is the video that you were supposed to see. The store page blasts apart. Keys flying everywhere, shards of the page, all the main titles on the hot deals and all those kinds of things just flying out in smithereens, and then you go into a great star field, filled with the foggy clusters of stars that you see on those Hubble Space Telescope pictures of outer space, and you see the words Steam Keys giveaway. And then it cuts back to me.
It.
And then I give you, and then I get, these are Steam keys, Allan. These are actual Steam keys. They may or may not work. They may have been redeemed by me at some point, but the Steam library is so vast and so damned broad that I can't get my head around what I own or what I don't.
So this is money. You're giving away money by basically
These are
giving
Steam
away
keys.
games. People can play.
You
These
can
are
do
real-
whatever they can either
These are
redeem
real
the keys. They
Robbie!
can try to redeem the keys. What?
There's a Steam key on the game.
Yes, I
on
know.
the mic. Ow! I tripped on the stick he gave me. On the mic, there's a $60 game. It's called Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and there's a code in here. I'll find it.
Okay, get the code out. There's a Steam key.
This is great.
Do we know if it's a Steam key or it might be one of those Epic Store keys? It
probably
could be
not
a
Steam.
Ubisoft? Oh, it's probably a Uplay key.
I'll find it.
Oh, that's a bummer. Caleb, stick with us. We're gonna because this is just like
Yeah.
the movie, the Golden Ticket movie
Found it.
came out, and the boy got the ticket, and now you're getting the first Steam key of the evening. As long as you have pen and paper handy, you can write it down and
Take a
redeem it as
screenshot
quickly
of
as you
this.
possibly can. It's a game called Monster Train.
take a-
Caleb, are you excited about Monster Train?
Just take a screenshot and
Oh,
do
I've
this.
never been so excited for something.
So
in my
Monster
life.
Train, I don't know what kind of game this is. I probably got it during a Humble Bundle of some kind. It's either a game where you train monsters or on a train with a monster, but it's called Monster Train, and this is the Steam key, Allan. If you could do me a big favor.
I need a penny
Okay, I don't have a penny.
or a quarter.
I don't have a quarter. No one has coins anymore, Allan. They just have Steam keys. So if you could do me a quick favor and repeat the letters and numbers I say out loud back to me to keep me, because these get confusing. These are 12 to
Maybe
15,
I'll use
sometimes
the
16
stick.
letters and
Yep.
numbers.
You do it, and I'll.
So can we get someone in the chat to break down,
this
just
is-
chat Monster Train Steam key?
Oh, I already got it written down.
Great. So Monster Train Steam key, RCW
RCW
J3 dash TN F
F
7 F
F
BZZ
BZZ
J5.
J5.
And that's for the base game, and then we also have the Monster Train DLC.
Monster
And this,
Train
I have no
DLC.
idea what this game is. I might own this game. I don't have. I just you just don't. You can't know these things,
Bam,
Allan.
bam.
This is the DLC
You might
for
have
Monster
to,
Train.
Take a screenshot of that.
N3PW
M3PW B M3
dash
dash
BNDMR dash
dash
ELXDR.
DRXDR. DRX.
All right,
So
I'll-
Emmett,
First Steam Keys giveaway of the evening. Second Steam Keys
do a
giveaway.
full one, and then I'll see it. I'll say
It's
it when
Rolling
you're done.
Sun.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what this game is.
Rolling Sun.
It's a lot of.
I'm excited to hear the Steam key.
I'm really. Alan, what's going on in the chat? I got to think a little
I
bit
dropped
about
it
what Rolling
on my
Sun
iPad
might
when
be.
you started doing Steam.
Okay,
keys.
well, we got to keep moving
Crayfire.
along with the Steam Keys giveaway. It's X8
X8.
2 C3. Maybe you could put this in the chat as well.
I lost the chat.
Is the chat doing? It's chat. Steam keying the chat. X8
Oh, ooh.
2 C3-MV969
Got it.
DKMOT.
Say
So that's Rolling Sun Steam key. Good luck, everybody. I hope I don't already own it, and you get to own it and enjoy it on store. If you download the Steam client, you can redeem these keys right in there, and you don't have to do anything except type in all those numbers and letters.
MB969DKMOT.
Right.
All caps.
Great.
No.
Deathloop. Now,
Deathloop.
This is a game.
That's
that
a
we all
real
know.
game
It's
I've
a
heard
real
of.
popular game, Deathloop,
have
and
heard of
I actually do know that this is a working Steam key because
Okay.
I
This is
do
a
know
real
I already
one.
own Deathloop on Steam.
Oh, I love that.
Breaking news. This is
So,
real.
Caleb, you can't redeem this key only because you already redeemed Monster Train.
Oh, I
Don't do it
probably
now.
did.
So don't
yeah,
do
so I'm
Deathloop.
on.
Another one. This is for
Deathloop's
someone
not for you,
else.
Caleb.
Nope,
But
nope.
we're staying on the line because I also need you to repeat the numbers and the letters as I say them because these are long.
Yeah.
They're confusing.
This is so fun.
sometimes Alan, I just instead of just copying these from the various store pages that I buy these things on, at random, I just type a bunch of letters and numbers out in random and just try to redeem those.
Great.
You ever find yourself doing that?
No, I've never done that.
So this is
that doesn't
Deathloop.
work.
The Steam key for Deathloop is everybody all at one now. F9
F9
W38 dash G F E C M dash H X T K 2. So that's Deathloop. It's a first person.
Beautiful.
It's a first person
Game, real game. It's a
that
real
takes
game.
place
You
inside the
can
death
play.
loop. You and your friends must escape the loop of death by any. It's kind of a Soviet installation.
I've never played Deathloop, but I do know that is a real game. It's not one of your
I keep
normal
wanting to call it the game. I'm
NVGI
thinking
games.
of
It's
it.
not like a
I know it's
Robbie
not.
game.
I know it's not Deathloop. I keep wanting to call it The Hangover.
That's a movie. There's a series of movies called Hangover.
Right.
There's 3 of
But
them.
Singularity. That's what I'm thinking of. Singularity. Caleb, thank you so much for your call.
I believe
and
it's called
keeping us
Sirens.
on track for the Steam Keys giveaway. We have a few more keys to give out, so let's get right to it. This is another real one. I do know I own this game on the PlayStation 4 and also I also own it on Steam. But here is an actual Steam key for Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Another real game.
You're excited about this?
I am
We've
excited. I'm
Good
excited that
pick.
Robbie's giving away real games and not just Robbie game. Normally, what he does is he talks about things that no one's ever heard of, like what does your shirt say?
Frame
Grind.
Oh, but everybody loves frame grind.
Everyone loves Frame Grind, Alan. People are excited about
Yeah.
Frame Grind. They heard the story. They
But
know.
I understand that.
I can't find there's a whole. I have an FAQ printed out for Frame Grind.
I understand
that. I have not
that.
even had the time because I
You dropped it when you dropped the table, but I understand that. But all I'm saying is Deathloop and Death Stranding Director's Cut, those are real games people actually probably do want to play.
I've played them.
People in the
They're
chat are standing off. Everybody
fantastic.
does list Frame Grind. My apologies. Back to you,
Can we get a
Robbie.
poll in the chat for Death
Stranding or Frame Grind?
Stranding or Frame Grind?
Grind.
Now, if I had
tough
a
pick.
Steam key for Frame Grind, reading that out.
That is a very tough pick in the poll.
All right, C4X3J-092QP.
QP.
QP. What does that remind me of?
Cupid. Quibi.
QP-XHHXW.
W.
And if whoever get your Steam client open, go to that little tab at
And
the
this will
top
work
there
on a
that says
Steam Deck.
redeem a code and type that. Hopefully, maybe 2 people.
If 2 people redeem it, then I think that then they both get to play half the game. Death Stranding, Death Loop.
And this
Oh,
is new.
yeah,
this
one
is
person
a
takes first
this is a
half.
code. Who are we talking to? Who's on the? Who? This is a caller.
Bill Salis.
Bill Taylor.
Salis. Salis. It's Greek.
Greek. Much like the wonderful Greek characters in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I do wish that I had.
Or the Greek gods.
I would like a Steam. I would take a Steam key over a Uplay key any day of the week. What say you?
What say I? Well, just
Alex,
the selection that you pick right now, they're more than I've loved all the codes you've given, though. Having a code for Frame Grind would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe you could get that with the sponsorship if you get that deal.
Yeah. I would love that to happen. I would love to have somebody come down from some place like Night Dive Studios or up in Seattle. We were talking to Elliot earlier about Seattle.
Right, I remember.
Night Dive Studios
and the caller
Seattle.
now is from Greece.
Greece. You're calling from Greece at this moment?
No, my name is Greek. I'm from Massachusetts.
Another Massachusetts caller. This just in, we have had 2 callers from Massachusetts. I don't think we've ever had callers from Massachusetts on the same night before.
I think you have me mistaken. I'm still the same person from before.
Got it.
So, thank you for your
confusing to
caller,
do.
Caleb from Greece, Massachusetts. Let's hang up on Caleb and let's move on to the next caller, because Caleb is obviously a great friend of the show, but unfortunately has duped us all.
EGI2 is really confusing.
Caller, you're on the air with EGI2. Who are we talking to, and where are you from?
Hi, my name's M. I'm in Chicago.
M from Chicago. We were talking about Watch Dogs earlier, weren't we, Allan? That takes place in Chicago.
I thought you said it was in London.
No, Watch Dogs Legion is in London.
Got it.
Anyway, this is what was the name again?
M.
Like the letter.
See, that was what was confusing me, because the only thing that I have down here for this next code is MM2.
Oh, it's my lucky day.
So the code for MM2 is GC2
MM2 GC2
0JJ6TF.
Got it.
And then there's another one for MM2 that says 646 WJBJ3G.
And that's a Steam code.
And what do you think about that?
So, Robbie, that's the code for Frame Grind?
No, these are Frame Grind. We don't have a code. Frame Grind has not been.
It's not even on Steam.
It has not been redone. It has not been remastered, reframed, regridded. It's simply it's a template for sponsorship. Sponsorships that we don't have.
There are copies on eBay if people want.
Are you gifting copies? This is just in breaking news, everybody. Let's
Thank you, M. Big shout out to M. M is a friend of the show.
M is gifting copies of Frame Grind in the chat.
That's huge.
Yeah. This is my philanthropy.
This is the last. This. I you never think you wake up one day, you think this is how my day is going to be, but the day turns out to be quite different. M.
Well, I also think I found the FAQ that you were missing for Frame Grind.
Let's hear it. Which one do you have? Is this the Hootie Poopy on GameFAQs.com?
Oh no, I'm reading Jay Gonzalez on GameFAQs.
Jay Gonzalez, friend of the show, Jay Gonzalez with the FAQ. What does? Let's see. We have a slide for this. What does the fact man say?
Okay, so Jay Gonzalez wrote this in August 1999, so just 4 months after Columbine. And I'm just going to skip ahead to the last battle hint. And Jay Gonzalez says...
for the last battle of Frame Grind.
Yeah. So Jay Gonzalez says, Ziblinel is both cheap and tough. You cannot really damage him with your melee weapon. Your best bet is using the gun with the most powerful single shot in the game. Looks like a small handgun. The second from the top to bottom left to right. Also, try to get as many squires as you can on the field to distract him. I had 3.
Allan, are your eyes closed? Are you dreaming about this moment?
My eyes are closed.
You've grinded to the last frame of the game.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting thing to say.
Is this one of the 9 nights? M? Is this one of the 9 nights?
Sorry? This is Ziblinel.
Which number?
The last one. There's no number. We
can only assume that there's 10 nights now.
Understood.
Got it. Thank you so much, M, for your call, and thank you for laying out that final battle with the 10th night. The 10 out of 9. What is it when you have 9 out of 10 is 90%? What's 10 out of 9?
What is 10 out of 9 is 90%?
It's 110.
110%.
Huh.
Thank you so much for your call, M. We're gonna keep moving along. We have a couple more Steam keys to give away. This is one of the big ones. So let's get another caller on the line to help read through the last couple of these Steam keys.
Careful. I do want you to be careful.
Caller, you're on the air with EGI2. This is with Robbie Rackleff and Allan Resnick in the middle of the Steam keys giveaway. And this is kind of like this is a gift back to the audience, back to the chat, back to the subscribers, back to the followers who've waited for so long for something like this to happen in their lives, where someone just hands out a Steam key and just says, go forth, have a great time, open the Steam Deck store. Caller,
Yeah.
who are you and where are you calling from?
I'm Chesterton Jack in the chat. I'm calling from just outside the ham capital of the world here.
Sand castle of the world?
Ham capital.
The ham
capital.
Ham capital. Yeah.
Where is the ham capital of the world?
Well, it's you heard of Smithfield Foods in the grocery stores?
Absolutely.
That's where I'm outside of that.
Great.
God above. Can you believe it, Allan? The ham capital of the world.
Here
Tonight. So, ham capital of the world, representing us, representing your community here tonight, and friend of the stream. We have the Disco Elysium Director's Cut Steam key that we're giving out right now.
Disco Elysium, another real game. That's another. It sounds like a real game.
Yeah, I own this game on
the
Nintendo Switch. I also own this game on GOG.com.
And why do you have a Steam key for it?
I have a Steam key for it because I wanted to get another game that I didn't have, and it costs less to buy this game and Disco Elysium in a bundle than to buy it on its own.
Got it. And nothing else is happening in the world, so this is what you're talking about.
I think I might have been doing. It might have been Condemned Criminal Origins.
Disco Elysium is literally the last game I've played.
So this is a good. This is a game. This is not for you, but it is for the people around you, for the people that you love, for the people that you care about.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm saying I can wholeheartedly recommend it. It's fresh on the brain.
All right, let's read it out, Allan. Are you ready to help read out the Disco Elysium Director's Cut Steam
here,
key
Robbie,
giveaway?
I can hear you, and I will read it out. I'll read out the Steam key.
8 D Q
X
A dash 4 G Y C 2 dash 8 J H H J.
I got it.
And let's just round out the whole. We're running out of time, Jill. Round out the segment. The last two. This is Fairer Farewell Edition. 7K0 W9 dash QDJV X dash N8IQ.
And enjoy
that. That might be a 1. Grime 7NKB7 dash 4YG3K dash WARHP. WRAHP. So kind of
enjoy
like,
that.
Like the word rap, but rock.
Rap rock. Enjoy that.
Rap rock. Enjoy the keys, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. We have a quick break, and we'll be right back. This is the final video break of the evening for our show sponsor, Frame Grind, $19.99. Now, before we get to the list, I do want to say something, and this is actually something I was going to put at the end of the show. The conversation, quick conversation I wanted to have about the future of EGI 2. Great. So we're going to be taking a couple weeks break after this stream, this EGI 2 Stream 2, to basically reconnoiter, revisit what we have, what we need, and start to actually build up the show a little bit more. So that's going to involve us getting more tech set up, having the things that we need to make the show run a little bit more smoothly, and also to add in a lot of new things like graphics. That would be graphics that you see during the stream, but also graphics for things like emotes, badges, sub-badges, all of the things, all of the wingdings and all of the things that make the Twitch streams so active and so engaging and exciting to look at.
We really love Twitch.
We're excited. We're excited to be part of the Twitch community. We do feel like there is a place for EGI 2 here, and so we are going to continue to build. I keep saying build, but what I really mean is to kind of grow.
Sound off in the chat what you want EGI 2 to be. Is it a game? Is it a men's lifestyle podcast, or is it just about old games?
I think that most people have decided at this point, Allan, that most people would like to see game news that focuses on the 2002 to 2011 gaming history, but with occasional steps backwards to things like frame grind in the 1999 era, the early Dreamcast, late
All the
PlayStation,
above.
early PlayStation 2.
You could dumb. I can't say the name. It says all the above. 10 out of 10 says both, but they spelled it wrong with an L.
Both?
Both, B-O-L-T-H.
So in addition to taking a couple breaks off from the main, this will be the EGI 2's main show will be the numbered streams. So you have EGI 1, Stream 1, or EGI 2, Stream 1, Allan.
Got it.
And EGI 2, Stream 2, that's tonight.
Don't bite off.
And then in a couple weeks we'll have EGI 2, Stream 3, as we build up towards our EGI 2 2023 Game
EGI
of the
3.
Year
EGI
Awards celebration.
EGI 2 Stream 3 will be the next
next
mainline
Stream 3
EGI
will be a
storyline content EGI.
Will be a preview or a part of the EGI 2 2023 GOTY
Game of the Year
streams
award.
And those will be the mainline shows.
Game of the Year stream.
And that's what we're watching here tonight. That's what we're build upon. But in addition to that, we are also going to be adding in game streams, which is something that we have done in a sort of a roundabout way, but we will be actually doing game streams live on EGI2 Twitch TV / this channel.
You're gonna play a game.
I'll play games. I'll create a nice little panels. There'll be panels. You can see the game I'm playing. We'll talk. Allan, you'll be dropping in every once in a while, as much as you possibly can, as a hero to me, as a friend to me. You will be doing this.
I'll do whatever you make me do. Is it in an employee-employer
I just saw someone say that Ill Bleed is a game that I would love to play. It is on the backlog, and that will be the name of the game streaming. That will be the name of the game streaming.
PlayStation 1.
The game streaming stream on EGI2 will be called the backlog.
And Allan, can you ask Robbie, they spelled your name interestingly, if he has played Tecmo's Deception for the PlayStation 1? Robbie,
yes, I've played Tecmo's Deception for the PlayStation 1. And who was asking that?
Lyle
Crusader Ascenti will definitely be on the backlog. Illbleed is on the backlog. Blue Stinger could be on the backlog. That I've tried to play Blue Stinger before on Dreamcast emulators, and kind of a mess of a game when it came out. Got even worse as time went on. But that's the news from and that's the truth. There's always a kind of a bit of a mix, the blurring of the two between the show and the truth, and so that is the truth. And with that, I would like to introduce tonight's list. We will be trying to, again, tonight to summon the list back from the digital ether by reading, not entire Sega Saturn library this time, but this time my entire Steam library. Alan, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Let's sound off in the chat for the list. This will be as many games from my
list.
Steam library as we could get out before the list comes back from the. I think this is going to happen tonight.
List.
I think it's happening. I do feel the energy
People love
flowing
that.
tonight. Let's get back into it. A game called 2064. 2064 is on my
list.
Steam library. I've never played it, but it is on the list. I think it's some sort of action, or perhaps it's kind of an adventure game, but it's 2064. There's word memories on it, I think, and it's on the list. Abyss Odyssey is on the list. This is one of those 2D painterly kind of games on the list. Sort of, if you remember Muramasa, if you remember games that kind of have the hand drawings, but they kind of look like paintings, Abyss Odyssey is on the list. A game called is on the list. It's a game, I think, where you're just falling down on the list. What's that?
You're in my room. You're in my room.
Is on the list, but it's also it's a game where you're kind of falling down. You're moving. It's sort of like if people were crazy and games were crazy and you were
Robbie, the list is in the chat.
We got the list in the chat. We have the list in the chat. Sound off in the chat. We do have the list in the chat. The Steam library has brought the list back from the ether. Abyss Odyssey, Afterfall, Air Combat, Alan Wake's Nightmare, Alien Isolation is on the list tonight. Aliens vs Predator is on the list tonight. This was disappointing Aliens vs Predator game after the wonderful. I do own the older Aliens vs Predator game.
Steam library.
And those games were on my GOG.com library, but they're also not on my Steam library. I have the regular.
Robbie, Alan Wake is on the list.
Alan Wake is on the list. Alan Wake American Nightmare is on this, but I haven't actually gotten the new Alan Wake game.
Alien vs Predator is on the list.
Aliens vs Predator is on the list. Aliens. Colonial Marines is on the list. Aliens Fireteam Elite is on the list. Alpha Protocol is on the list, ladies and gentlemen. Sound off in the chat if you're Alpha Protocol, if you like modern turn-based strategy RPGs with story-heavy elements.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. Worms Armageddon. Worms Armageddon is not on the list. Worms Armageddon, I'm afraid to say Worms Armageddon is not on the list, but let's go back to the top of the list. Worms is not on the list.
It's not on the list.
We've lost the list. So we have the Aliens, Colonial Marines, Aliens Fireteam Elite is on the list. Afterfall is on the list. Alan, did you hear me when I say Afterfall?
Yeah, I heard you, but it's not on the list.
Afterfall, of course, is a wonderful Unreal Engine third-person cover-based shooter. Gears of War style, shoot them up, kill everybody you see. It's grimy, it's dirty, it's Afterfall insanity. It's insanity, Alan.
It's not on the list yet.
It is on the list.
I think there's a delay between when you say something and it gets on the list.
What do you mean?
I think the list is in the chat, and there's a delay from the chat from when you talk to when it's in the chat. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
Let's get a caller up on
Kill everyone
caller
on the
air
list.
so we can get some help with the list because we're having some difficulty
Caller,
understanding
you're on
what's
the
on.
air. What's on the
Alan's
list?
having understanding.
I think I get it.
Hello.
Who you are? Who are you? Where are you calling from? What's on the list?
My name's Angie, and I live in Michigan. And what is on the list? I'm checking the list.
We're talking about my Steam. This is my Steam library, not your Steam library, not Alan's Steam library, not anyone else's but mine. So what's on the list?
Okay. Oh, that one. So I think Stardew Valley's on the list.
Stardew Valley is not on the list because I have to tell you, Stardew Valley is on my Switch, and so that's where it stays. That's where it belongs. It's not a game that should be played on a big screen, on a big computer monitor. It's a homey game. It's a lovely game. It's a warm game. Keep it on the Switch. Keep it off the list.
It's not on the list.
It's not on the list.
Gotcha,
Thank you for your
gotcha.
call. Let's hang up with this. We've got to keep moving through the callers who are on.
Caller, is there a caller on the list?
Is there a caller on the list?
So I'm gonna make a guess on what's on the list.
Okay,
probably a game called Tommy's Egg, or one of the just a classic Robbie game. Maybe a game called Jupiter's Jump or something. One of those kind of Robbie games that people haven't heard of. I think that would be on the list.
What was it? Tommy's Egg. Tommy. Egg. Tokitori. Tokitori is on the list. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from?
Tommy Tokitori's Egg is on the list.
Denver.
What's that? Who are you? Where are you from?
Denver. My name's Pam.
Pam, and you're from Denver? The Mile High City?
I am.
The Mile High City,
Hi.
Alan. Eldritch is on the list, and Eldritch is on the list. Endless Space is on the list. Escape from Rosecliff Island is on the list. What's on the list? Amber from Denver.
I'm not sure.
Maybe just make up a name. Just name an old game.
Good chance, if you make up a name, there's a good chance I own it already.
Turok.
Turok is on the list, Allan.
Yay,
Allan,
we did it.
Amber from Denver. Turok
Thank you,
and
Amber.
Turok 2 are both on the list. I own Turok and Turok 2.
We did it. It's on the list.
On the Nintendo
Thank
Switch
you.
and on Steam.
You did it. You did it.
So Amber, let's go two for two, double or nothing. What else is on the list?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is not on the list. I'm afraid we'll have to hang up on you right now because Mario Kart's not on the list. That's a Nintendo eShop game.
It wouldn't be on the
list.
list.
You can buy it physical, but what's the point? You have to have that game on the Switch at all times, Allan.
Got it. I don't.
Mario Kart 8 and all the DLC. I mean, God above, you want to just see that in your library and just switch over to it whenever you feel the need for speed.
Need for Speed is on the list.
Need for Speed is a Need for Speed game is on the list, but it's going to take me a second to scroll down to the end section. It takes a second for all of the thumbnails to load up. Let's see. Need for Speed is not on the list, actually. I don't own any Need for Speed games on Steam. Do we have another caller on the line? Caller, who are you? Where are you calling
what's
from?
On the list?
And what's on the list?
Is Sonic Adventure 2 on the list?
Sonic Adventure 2 is on the list, ladies and gentlemen. Sonic Adventure 2 is on the list because I bought Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 at the same time. There was $3.74. It was an exciting day for me. It was when I was building my Steam library for the first time, and I thought to myself, you know, what the hell? I had a Dreamcast. I loved them on the Dreamcast. I'm sure I'm gonna love them on my MacBook.
Okay.
Question, was that during a Fanatical sale? Because that's why everybody I know has it.
No, it was not. It was during a regular. It was one of the original Steam sales. Steam sales.
Look at that. It's on the list.
She sells. She sells Steam shells. Steam sales.
I would like to wager a guess. What
else is on the list? Let's go for two for two, double or nothing. What's on the list?
Gunner's War.
Okay, what's on the list?
Gunners. What did you say?
Call
Two.
What was it?
2?
Is Space Channel 5 Part 2 on the list?
Space Channel 5 2 is not. Space Channel 5 Part 2 is not on the list.
It's not on the list.
You're making mistakes. You're making mistakes.
But and the fact of the matter is if we were doing a Dreamcast list, that'd be on the list, but that ain't on the list.
Go buy it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
Go Rocky Mountain. Hey, and say goodbye because the mountains are calling. And we next caller on the list. What's on the list?
Steven Sausage Roll.
Steven Sausage Roll? Allan?
I don't know. Maybe one of those. Maybe a puzzle game is on the list.
Rocky Mountain. Hey. Rocky Mountain. Steven Sausage Roll
Steven
is
Sausage
not
Roll is
on
not
the
on the
list.
list. Sorry,
that sounds
caller.
like so the word to.
Sounds like a restaurant.
I couldn't tell if that was your name or if that was the game that was on the list.
Is Hollow Knight on the list?
Hollow List is not on the list. And caller, what else do you think is on the list? You missed your first chance. Let's get a second chance going.
Overland.
Overland is on the list. Overland
is
on the list. I haven't played Overland or Evil Land. Both of them are on the list, and I assume Overland is. Wait, Overland's not on the list. I have Overland on the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, caller. Let's go to the next caller. Let's see what else is on the list. Let's see what the list is saying on the list. Steven Sausage Roll is a game where a doozer brings letters to a shadow. And couldn't you just say that at just about everyone you meet?
I have a question.
Absolutely.
Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? What's on the list?
I'm Catherine. I'm from Philly. We got the Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not on the list. I've got those on the
but the
eShop.
artist is the
Catherine,
same
I'm
artist.
sorry to say
It's
those
the same
are.
artist.
That was a perfect guess because I do in fact own several of the Saga games, Saga games, romancing
Frontier,
Saga games
like those.
on Steam, but unfortunately not any of the Pixel remasters. Those are eShop for me. eShop till I die.
They're too expensive right now. On Steam right now.
Of course,
to be honest.
you're just paying. You're paying to just look at them, aren't you?
I mean, I want to play them, but yeah, kind
Which
of.
Final Fantasy? So let's just take a quick poll here. Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 6?
I prefer 5. I love 5.
5.
Yeah. You play 5?
Yeah, but
got
5
Ferris
on
in
Nintendo
there.
DS. Oh wait, or is that 3?
I don't know. No comment.
You might be
Catherine
thinking of
from
3.
Philadelphia,
5 is on advance.
let's just get one more chance of what's on the list, what's not on the list.
I'm gonna say D is not on the list.
Thief?
You know, Dreamcast, you got D. Remember that?
Thief?
That's not on the list. D.
Thief is on the
Letter
list.
D.
Thief 2.
Thief is on the
Thief
list.
3,
That's not what you said,
and of
Robbie.
course,
Oh,
and of course,
yeah,
the Thief
Thief's
game
great.
that came out after Dishonored that tried to eat the chicken sandwich of Dishonored.
Eat the chicken sandwich.
Eat the chicken
I
sandwich.
love, yeah, it's
saw its
terrible.
chicken sandwich and it said, "Give me some of that." It's on the list.
That's on the list, but it's not what
Thank
you
you for
said.
your call,
Thank you
Catherine
for
from
your
Philadelphia. Let's go
comment
right-
from Nathan Vegetable.
Nathan Vegetable.
Alan, please ask if Doki Doki Literature Club is on the list.
Doki Doki Literature Club is not on the list.
It's not on the list.
I'm
Thank
afraid
you
to
for
say
your
Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't have it. I'm sure that at one point I will be getting more of those. They're not point and click adventure games. They're virtual novels, aren't they?
I don't know what they are. I've never
Doki
heard
Dory
of
Doki
anything
Dory.
like that.
I'm looking at this cat right now. Is Doki Dory?
the kind of thing I don't know about.
There's a lot of games, aren't there, Alan?
There's so many.
Whoa.
they're
Thank
on
you
the
for your
list.
call, Catherine from Philadelphia. We got another call come through. Who are you? What's on the list? Where are you from? In that order.
Caller, what's on the list?
What's on the list? We've made it at least. We've got about 10 or 15 games out of 800 plus games on the list.
Okay, it's a long list tonight.
It's a long
you guys.
list tonight, so sorry that the call didn't work out. Let's try to get another caller right away. We're looking for the calls.
Hello?
Hello, you're on
who's
the air.
this? Who
You're
are
on
you?
the air. Who's on the list?
Why are you
Hi,
here?
it's Caleb from Greece, Massachusetts again.
God,
Caleb.
Damn it, Caleb.
Welcome back to the
Welcome,
show. friend of
welcome back to the show, Caleb.
What's on
I had a feeling we'd be hearing your
Caleb.
voice again. I just don't know what it is. But
What's on the list?
It's that cunning Massachusetts mind, you know.
I thought they were from Greece.
Greece.
I'm confused.
Massachusetts.
Oh, got it. What's on the list?
The armpit of
And we can't-
Massachusetts,
and we
the
can't
Cape.
hear you? And on the list
And
is.
so Caleb, what do you think is on? You won. Which one?
I
Monster.
have a very specific guess. I think that the video game adaptation from the book of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is going to be on the list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list, ladies and
Yay!
gentlemen, everybody in between.
Oh my
It's
God.
on the list.
And in
Put it
future-
on the. Let's see the list. Sound off on the list. Massachusetts. If you're in Massachusetts, if you see Caleb on the street, grab the hand, shake the arm to the shoulder. That's what I say.
In future versions of the show, you'll imagine a big graphic pops up that says it's on the list and
Yes,
there's a
so the
firework.
Steam keys-
and you'll see the list. You won't have
so
to read it in
all
the
the
chat, you'll
words,
just see it.
all the words that you see in the chat will be on the screen above me.
It's the list.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Thank you for your call. We got to keep going. We're so close. We're so damned close to the end,
When
and we
does
need
it
to get
end?
more.
It's almost.
We have to get more faster to the list. Caller, you're on the air with EGI 2. What's on the list? Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Is Brutal Legend on the list?
Brutal Legend is. Yes, it's on the list. Brutal Legend,
Wow.
of course. I always get Brutal Legend and Brute Force with the
That's so
multiplayer
cool.
third-person shooter game for the Xbox. That was supposed to be the Xbox's own Halo killer. It's a weird thing to call a game like Brute Force a Halo killer because it was an Xbox exclusive, and so was Halo, Allan.
Right.
What are people saying about Brute Force in the chat?
Brutal Legend. List
Brutal
2.
Legend is, of course, the Jack Black
That's the list.
vehicle.
That is the
It was
list.
at the height of his career. He said, "I want to make a game where I run around in a heavy metal world and have a lot of fun." And he got what he wanted, didn't he, caller?
Yeah, and well, I think it got a little more involved later on, and it confused me, and then I stopped playing the game. It got real big.
It gets a little repetitive. Games that tried to do some sort of light squad tactic, action adventure. Well, you call it action adventuring, Allan, or it's just action, really.
I don't
It's
know
not
what
really
you're
squad
talking
based. If
about.
it's just you kind of have like some minions.
Minions.
I had the same problem with Stubbs the Zombie. Of course, Stubbs. These are the great 6 or 7 out of 10 games that really make the difference in the games industry as a whole, especially in that 2002.
Is thrill
2002 to 2011 period. One more guess for what's on the list. Caller, let's go 2 for 2. Go for broke.
On the list.
Double or nothing.
Deadly Premonition.
Deadly Premonition is on the list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Yay.
It's on the list, Alan.
And this is when
Deadly
that graphic
Premonition,
would
of course,
pop up
if
and
you're a
you'd
friend,
see the firework.
If you're a fan of Deadly Premonition or Deadly Premonition 2, and you're thinking, I'd like a show that acts and looks and runs just as smoothly as Deadly Premonition and Deadly Premonition 2, that you're in the right place. Caller, let's go 3 for 3. Go
Plastic
for broke.
Syndrome asks, is Thrill Kill on the list?
Thrill Kill is not on the list. Thrill
Sorry.
Kill was never released for Steam. You're talking about the group combat action game for the PlayStation that was never released, but was turned into Wu-Tang, Shaolin Way Wu-Tang.
How do you know all
It was a
this
Wu-Tang
stuff?
game, and it used the Thrill Kill engine. Shaolin Warrior? No, Way of the Shaolin Monk. Caller, what am I talking about?
It's like listening to a mechanic talk about a car.
Shaolin style.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
It's
What
got a
else?
really- it's a really cool controller.
It's the Wu-Tang controller. Was there a custom Wu-Tang controller? Sound off in the chat if it was the Wu-Tang controller. And if that is a thing that sounds like a good idea to you, then make a poll. And thank you for your call. But let's go for 3 for 3, triple or nothing. What else is on the list?
I'm gonna Trials 2.
What did they say?
Trials 2.
Trials 2?
It's kind of like a physics-based race them up, go up a hill, go down the hill, try not to flip over kind of game. Trials 2 is on the list.
Wow.
It's on the list, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. We have thank you for your call. We've got 3 for 3. That's the big winner. Caller, if you are feeling like you want to play a little bit of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, this is the Steam key for that. IW8EE-17-LT7-VWYZ2. And I may or may not have already redeemed that key. I know that I own several Shantae games on several different platforms. But thank you for your call. Let's go to the next caller.
Back to you,
Caller, you're on the air with EGI2 with Allan and Robbie. We're going through the list. We're just about out of time, but we've got time for one more call.
Hi.
Hi, you're on
Caller,
the
you're on the air
What's
with
on the
EGI2. What's on the list? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Baltimore.
Baltimore,
And,
Maryland, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Baltimore, Maryland. My alma mater. I didn't actually go to. I went to. It doesn't matter. I lived in Baltimore for 15 years. Fan of the show. Baltimore is the show, and I'm the fan.
Baltimore on the list.
Baltimore is not on the list. I know what the list is. I have the list.
I saw it in the
You don't
chat.
have. How can you possibly have the list?
The list 2.
I have the list.
What do you have?
Let's hear it.
798 games. You have the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim on the list.
Someone's looking at the list.
It's on the list?
Someone that's my friend on Steam is looking at the list.
Oh, that doesn't count.
You can't. That's unfair, Baltimore.
Cheating
Who
on-
the hell are you?
Don't
Sound
look at
off
the
in the
list.
chat.
Come on.
It's going to be a mystery. It's got to be a mystery, but I have the list. The list has been found.
When I come back to that wonderful city, the great city of brotherly love, Baltimore, Maryland, I'm gonna track you down, and I'm gonna make you
list cheating. Everyone in the chat is mad.
Everyone's 798
Super
games.
Yuppie
That's
says
you
list
can't publish
cheating.
the list. That's how are you
XOXO
gonna find
Char
out what
says
else is on the
cheating.
list?
Chicken Biscuit says banned. Everyone is quite mad. Whoever the caller is, they're cheating. They're
Crack
on
your
the
damn
list.
ribs
They're
is what I'm
cheating.
gonna do.
They're leaking the list. It's a leak.
Chat, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. I know too much.
That was the last color of the evening from Baltimore, Maryland, the greatest city in America, Alan. I think the city that reads, the greatest city in America, Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you for your call. That has been the list with the list and everybody else, and we have had a major breakthrough this evening, Alan. What are the numbers?
The numbers we have a very high bit rate. It's been a green line the whole time, just kind of wiggly green bit rate line. And we have 155 subs, so only one more sub than we had last time we checked in, I believe. And we have not been hit our goal, so we are not going to be giving away the sexual candle tonight, but maybe on the next EGI stream, sexual candle giveaway stream, we'll give it away then. But tonight we did give away the non-sexual candle. And I know we did change the rules of when we were giving it away from last episode, but it was very unclear in the first episode. But we had a concurrent view. We've had over 200 concurrent viewers the whole time, which is a big triumph for. It's only our second episode.
It's only our second stream.
It is a downgrade from 500.
The excitement is high. The excitement is palpable. We got to keep it going, Allan.
Whatever you say, whatever you want.
So I wanted to do a couple things here at the end of the show, at the outset.
Outset. Damn it. Sorry about that.
Is it past the set?
It's the outset. And I did mess that up. So
first thing off is that I want to thank Luke Taylor. Luke Taylor, sound off in the chat if you're a big fan of Luke Taylor. He was the one who has let us use his studio for the EGI2 streams. We will most likely be back in here. EGI2 will be back in Luke Taylor's studio. If you follow Luke, what is Chat Havers? Luke Man at chathavers.com if you find him, support the show. It's a wonderful talk show where our two people that love each other dearly tell each other the rules of try to kind of comb through the mystery of it's a kind of talk show for brainchild.
It's like a Tonight Show. It's like the Tonight Show.
It's like the Tonight Show but for brainchilds, and it's on the list. So Luke Taylor, Luke Man. The Luke Man. And the show is Chat Havers, and it is a regularly scheduled talk show. And he has been such a dearly good friend that I am almost breaking with fear that we may lose him someday.
I wouldn't like that.
And secondly, I'd like to thank James Trevor, our producer. James, if you're you're logged into you're logged into EGI2, so you can't sound off in the chat.
No show for.
Is that what you're supposed? And anyway, James has been a wonderful friend to the show. He's been helping us create what we can with the limited resources that we have. And when we come back, it will be largely thanks to the assistance of James.
And if we get enough subs, you'll be able to pay me and Luke and James.
If we get enough subs, we will.
That was my understanding when I signed on board. Is that
from what I understand, we need a almost unreachable amount of subs for this to become a profitable enterprise. But we will go on because we do love just doing the show. And if you stay tuned to EGI2.com, twitch.tv/EGI_2 or the Luke Man, honestly, you'll find it. You'll find one of us. It's a normal website. It has a search engine, so you just type in things into the search engine and you'll find things very quickly.
And we just got 2 more subs.
And we just got 2 more subs, so that's the most subs that we've ever had. We still have the sex candles, and we do not have the frame guide candles. So we'll try to fix that, but we'll also keep an eye out for scheduled streams of the backlog, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between.
How do you end it?
You put the arrow up and let the soak do the talking. I almost forgot to say thank you to the list and also to all of our brand new moderators and everybody who's helping the chat work as well as it has. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I forgot you during the actual shout out section.